especially up against the Earthshaker and Shadow Fiend raises. Spirit Breaker, not so much. He's just gonna charge you down anyway. But
yeah, with Spirit Breaker and Earthshaker, they have two very disable-heavy heroes already, which they frankly need. I think the SCARYFACEZ lineup so far is relatively squishy and relies on positioning or flat-out mobility. So having these hard disables, I think, is very, very key for ABRAXAS at the moment.
yeah, I would agree. Especially with Spirit Breaker. I mean, if you can make enough space on the map just by charging around, then he's gonna get enough levels to be tanky enough to survive any sort of initial counter burst, so to speak, and then just charge down Stone Split, for example. Maybe you get lucky and you catch him out of the tree line in bad position, get another strike atop him before he kins about. And that's how you catch a Stone Split, right? Other than silence, but right now we don't see that coming out on ABRAXAS. So
very close on the reserve time here, but they do pick up a Dazzle. Okay,
that's interesting. So defensive support.
Very, yeah.
I mean, right now, SCARYFACEZ, in terms of damage dealers, all they really have is a little bit of physical burst from Bounty Hunter. Rubik has a bit of magical burst, and depending on what kind of spell he can steal. Well, apart from that, it's all Storm Spirit right now, it's all magical. So the Weave won't really help you too much up against that. Even the Overload is magical, extra damage for right clicks.
Well, so the Weave can be used offensively, so they can just tear down things with Shadow Fiend once in the late game, because in the early game he'll primarily do magical damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems this is rather a late game pickup for them, strange as it sounds, because they can just grave the Shadow Fiend.
Oh yeah.
And just weave and do all the damages.
Yeah. Yeah, that Minus Armor can. Oh, wow. Okay, that's the Shallow Grave counted out. I was just about to bring that up, how Shallow Grave can be useful. With an axe, SCARYFACEZ, yeah, they're looking scary. With a face like that.
And they have faces, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't want to go that far, but yeah. Everyone knows that was the obvious conclusion. But yeah, countering out the Shallow Grave, and he can also struggle with the Minus Armor, which is very strong on ABRAXAS right now, just between the Shadow Fiend and the Dazzle Weave, plus the Medallion and the eventual Solar Crest that he and maybe Spirit Breaker 2 will pick up. I mean, little known fact is, maybe I think that the Solar Crest and the Medallion actually stack, so if you have one of each, you can get up to minus 17 or plus 17 armor. Yet extra armor, in this case, up against the axe, of course, equally as useful as the minus armor on him. So there are ways for ABRAXAS to deal with the axe. Question is, can X get off to a good start? Can he get a quick blink dagger? And can he find the openings on the map to create enough space for, like, the Storm Spirit to get come in, pick up some of those kills or Bloodstone charges, and for the carry that they have to pick up yet?
Exactly. Speaking of good start, what do you think SCARYFACEZ will have the lanes at? Because we've seen Axe as an offlaner, we've seen him as a safe tri-laner, just harassing the enemy and then getting a quick tower. What do you think they will do?
Yeah, it's a good question actually, because Axe is kind of predestined for aggressive lanes.
Yeah.
Right now with the Bounty Hunter, it's not. I don't know, solo offlane maybe with Bounty Hunter roaming around in between the mid lane and enemy jungle. Maybe. And then Rubik plus a carry in a safe lane.
What I'm still really missing for SCARYFACEZ is an actual really late game carry, because else the Bounty Hunter pickup would not really make sense.
Yeah.
It accelerates the gold farm, but what use does it have if they have no one to take advantage of it?
Yeah.
Oh!
There's a Phantom Lancer on the side of ABRAXAS. You're
on the wrong side,
yeah. So they can't get that, and now Phantom Lancer and they couldn't get Phantom Lancer themselves because of Earthshaker already in the team, but
oh, I've seen them pick Phantom Lancer into Earthshaker.
Oh god.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good thing of picking up Earthshaker. You just open yourself up for a Phantom Lancer.
You have the axe, but once the Phantom Lancer gets the Fuse Blade out, then Axe will still call once, and if they can't kill him then he's out of mana to actually do anything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a really strong pickup right now, especially also against the Storms, but if you just lock him down for a second, and you have Phantom Lancer there with a lance and a couple of illusions, all of that man, that's actually a really good pickup against the PL as the extra armor as well against Dazzle and Shadow Fiend. Extra stun as well. Lockdown can't hurt, especially Spirit Breaker. It's not as reliable to stop the charge because it has a travel time. But still. Yeah, I want to say I really like that pick. Is that but yeah, how well does Sven scale into the late game? That's the next question you're gonna ask. Because he's a strength carry.
If you go for the rapier, he does scale very well. But that's another question you have to take. Because ABRAXAS, they have fantastic physical damage and ways to deal magical damage as well. Combined with the weave, they're gonna have a really serious damage output. And it's what SCARYFACEZ really have to manage here is be aggressive enough that the bounty and still be careful enough so that they won't lose out to this insane damage that will come out from ABRAXAS.
Alright, and with that, welcome. If you're just tuning in, this is the joinDOTA League, lower bracket match between ABRAXAS and SCARYFACEZ. This is an elimination best of 3. The loser of this will be out of the running for a spot in the Pro League Season 3 and will have to contend with competing in Division 2. My name's DragonDrop, I'll be a caster. I'm joined by Xylus, and before the fight starts, let's take a quick look at our lineup, starting with ABRAXAS. At the speed of Shadow Fiend, I'll just leave it at that. Ascendancy, played by playing the Phantom Lancer. We've got Zenigata standing in on the Dazzle, and Luffy on the Earthshaker, which leaves the offlane all to Pwn on the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah. And on SCARYFACEZ, we do have, what's the name, I can't read it, Quista on the Axe, heading into the safe lane here. Eknard on Rubik. We have Ramses 666 on the Storm Spirit, who will take up mid. Shadoway on that Shadowy Bounty Hunter. And State 21 will play the Sven.
Okay, and Sven, of course, with that Mango, is one of the heroes that benefits from that the most, one would think.
Probably, yeah.
Scout of the Shadow Fiend and...
Nice rune contest, yeah.
There's the stuff and nice Fisher. Kind of isolating himself now. There's a nice stun from...
Fantastic
It's not gonna be enough to keep Bounty on the safe. He still does it up. Tries to sound up, there's a raise.
Dust will turn off! Oh my god.
It's not enough. Damage over time.
Too strong.
Level 1 Shadow Poison. Oh my god.
Wow, that's a good first blood.
It is.
Did they pick up the rune as well? No bounty got it.
Okay.
So that's something at least.
Not exactly worth it, but
yeah.
At least you don't give up the rune and the first blood.
Yeah,
so.
They got 3 assists on that one, so that's really significant.
Yeah, that Shadow Poison, I mean, it is underrated sometimes. Oh, that Poison Touch, I should say. It is sometimes underrated, but as a Dazzle player myself, I've also gotten first bloods with that, with people just barely escaped, even at level 1. I mean, 40 damage, but over 10 seconds, that's 140 before reductions.
Yeah,
that's a low armor hero, well.
Absolutely decent. And we actually see dual lanes from SCARYFACEZ.
A little bit interesting here that State 21 is actually sticking around here. Yeah, what do you think about that? I mean, Shadowy on the Bounty Hunter it's not exactly a laning hero. He's more likely to start rotating around and just leave it to an offlane Sven.
And he's being harassed here as well from the Dazzle, so what he should do is just roam around, harass wherever he can, and leave the XP to the Sven, as you said. I think it's a good idea to not commit more heroes on top. Speaking of top...
Also, yeah, there's a call here after the lift, and he needs a couple more spins, he only gets 1. Support will survive, RNG. And yeah, not so many creeps left, I guess, but now Quista has a chance to go in. Tracks the creeps to them, but Spirit Break a little bit too far out.
Yeah, just the harassment that an axe can put out with the support, with any support actually. Rubik not being the worst one for that. He picks up a haste rune and is looking to deal some damage to add the speed of Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I don't actually know what its proper name is. It doesn't feel like that's it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can check.
Oh, but Luffy is there to rescue him. So, do they know that? I think they see him.
Well, you can kind of expect it, right? I mean, Earthshaker is to be... Oh wow, Spirit Breaker does get the axe. How is that happening? Overextension? Must have been. He
probably thought the Rubik was still there. Okay, first one missed.
He gets the courier though. So at least they got that. There was not the bottle on it, so Shadow Fiend, if he gets the runes, he will still be able to sustain himself.
Yeah, but in 2 minutes, so that's a delay.
Yeah.
Oh no, what I mean? No, never mind. I missed it.
He has the bottle, so the courier didn't have it, so
at least no bottle crow.
Oh, bottom lane, Dazzle dies as Shadowy and State 21. They're going in deep, but Ascendancy quite low, but Shadowy is lower, trying to juke into the trees, but that's not what's going to happen. State doesn't have another mango, doesn't have another sun, just has his big sword.
And a war cry, but he should use it to run, honestly. There's support coming up in the form of...
ready here to slow him down, but...
Yeah.
So, but all of it happening here actually State. Well, he's getting some help now, it's Bounty Hunter coming back. These heroes are still quite low if Ascendancy is not careful. He does have another doppelganger though, so it should be alright.
Good use of it in the last fight as well. He dodged some auto attacks with that.
Yep.
So
it's
so far
hard to go on a Phantom Lancer this early with the doppelganger. It's hard enough. But then if you have an Earthshaker as well as a Dazzle behind them, it's almost impossible.
Invis rune for Ramses. He has no vortex yet, so it's not gonna be any kills happening, I think.
Yeah, I mean he's going for that kind of top lane again. ABRAXAS with
in position,
doing some work. Agnat now, oh, gets a bash.
70%.
There's the lift. There's the call. Do they get enough spins? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't get any. And now the charge comes out. Agnat, one more record will do that. And the Fissure here, Quista. He's in trouble now. Doesn't have another call to give him extra armor. He's being slowed down by the Orb of Venom. There's another charge in a second. I think this Axe is dead again.
Oh.
Ah, Pone doesn't go for it. Come on, man.
I mean, Axe had his call back there, so that would have been disastrous if he had tried to dive.
It might have been just enough, and even with if you get a lucky bash, even under the call, with that low health.
But under the tower as well, so
yeah, it would have been a YOLO play.
Yeah.
But I want to see YOLO plays from Spirit Breakers. That's what I've come to expect.
It is true.
From the pubs games.
Oh, State spotting out the Shadow Fiend here. We'll go for it. Tries to stun, but there's the vision juke.
Yeah. At least he gets these two little wolves. Oh, top lane charge onto Quista again, and he's on the wrong spot. No fish on Luffy though, so...
Yeah, Luffy missed his Enchant Totem there. Or at least the aftershock of his Enchant Totem.
Yeah.
So far, really eventful early game for the teams.
Yeah, a lot of shots fired, but on the side of SFZ, they're not really getting too much done. They're at least farming quite decently. Quista still sitting at 30 last hits. Ramses in the middle lane also doing quite well. Of course, it's a Shadow Fiend. He can always come back by just stacking up jungle cams and then doing all that jazz that Shadow Fiend does. But the Stormsword getting off to a good start is absolutely crucial for their success.
Yeah, agreed. Also, Spirit Breaker not really having a good time, except for the 2 kills here, so that's really helpful. He doesn't really need that many last hits if you can just support with kills.
Yeah, he does have his level 6 now, a good timing gear as the offlaner. It's pretty dang good. Compare that to the duo offlane, albeit granted, so they're not gonna get as much XP individually. It's still good. I mean, neither State nor Bounty Hunter have their level 6s yet. They barely cracked their level 5s. So.
Oh, bottom lane. See, stun coming out on Ascendancy, double Beganger to dodge away, and that's all she wrote. No deaths yet.
Yeah, that's a problem. The one problem with the Sven up against the Phantom Lancer early, you can't really use your stun if the doppelganger is up and running.
Yeah.
So, kind of have to wait until it's used already, then find the right one.
Shadowy wants to do something here. His stealth is back up. Oh, there we go.
That's the stun. That's that was just.
That's how we do it.
Yeah.
Very nice kill there. Unfortunately, no track yet, but still very significant.
Yeah. Just shutting down the Phantom Lancer, who's had. I mean, they've been fighting a lot, so he doesn't have a lot of last hits, but he's sitting at 1 death and 1 assist, 1 kill and 1 assist, and now 1 death. Whoa, that's Shadow Wave. State has to be careful with so many units around. And that's another thing that's with that combo with the Dazzle and the PL. There's so many illusions at the target that the Shadow Wave also does quite a bit of work.
Oh,
Speaking
top
of work,
lane.
Top lane. There's a lift here on Rubik. There's
There we
also
go.
a call, but not a lot of creeps. Yeah, Crystal actually gets him now. Doesn't get the spin, still no spins. There's the Nether Strike actually on the Rubik in the back. There's a charge on both of them. But
Oh man, they just need to see him. They have the chop. There we go.
Nope. He gets it. But that was a really, really close call. Rubik just can hardly stand up to the Spirit Breaker like that.
They
Just
also
strength of him.
lifted him a little in the wrong position there, but still they got a kill, so all's good.
Yeah. That's a Vanguard for Axe, so I would think about this Vanguard first as opposed to a straight Blink Dagger Rush. I mean, there are conflicting opinions of this from the people I've talked to.
I think against this team it is definitely useful. I mean, they have 3 heroes completely relying on auto attacks at this point, and it will definitely help
Middle
them a
lane.
lot.
Oh wow, that's the Storms were digging in deep. And doesn't have too much mana left. The Soldering Charge plus the bottle charges is still enough though to keep him safe. And they forced a lot of rotations. They didn't get a kill, but not but now ABRAXAS, I think benefit with the teleportation coming out from Agnard.
Oh, will there be a lift though? No, there won't.
Doesn't get range. So once again, a lot of shots fired, but not a lot of them connected fully. But yeah, Shallow Grave here saving the Dazzle.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the Shadow Fiend already at the top of the last hit chart, so he definitely got up there.
Yep. Also, if you look at the net worth, he's right up there with the Storm Spirit here, about 200 gold off. And yeah, of course these jungle camps plus double damage to help him farm this up. Definitely a big part of that. But yeah, speaking of jungle camps, Storm Spirit is a hero that can do that also. Maybe not quite as efficiently, he needs just as much mana as the Shadow Fiend does though. But yeah, he's doing the exact same thing actually, so...
Yeah. Get some mud golems, but fortunately those now take magic damage.
Still have that annoying magic resistance, and he can't really tank it up for too long.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. He's lucky they don't have a Bloodseeker.
Yeah. Or just a ward up on the high ground. There's a ward there, and Spiritbreaker just charges him down, and he's not aware of that.
That would
Out
be
of mana
very
because
bad.
he's farmed. Yeah, that would be an unnecessary pickup to say the least. So it's even his own jungle is very, very chancy in case there's an early deep ward. But yeah, so far so good. Smoke rotation now from State and Shadowy. Not even smoke, they're both invis here. Sven with the rune, and Bounty Hunter just naturally, so...
Yeah, but
Agnard.
then you gotta smell something. They sniff him out. Meanwhile, Axe gets the top tower.
They're looking at the Shadow Fiend here. There's the Warcry, there's the track, there's the stun. There's a Shallow Grave in time.
Oh, the
He
damage!
does get it off, and now Shadowy with the charge on top of him can't really escape, but they have no more detection here. Meanwhile, the Dark State, he doesn't have any more benefit from any sort of invis here. Ramses, he tried to help out, but all of a sudden there's too many heroes. Fluffy also joining in the fight together with the Phantom Lancer, and yeah, 1-for-nothing trade here thanks to the Shallow Grave.
Yeah, what a perfect Shadow Grave. He waited until the last moment to use it, and it was perfectly. Fit perfectly.
I was really worried that it wouldn't get it off in time, but... Well, the burst is not that high just yet with the Storm Spirit, not immediate on top of that gank. They were a little bit too far spread out to really make that work swiftly. Or swiftly enough, I should say. Right, now back to farming here in the bottom lane. It's gonna be State. But he doesn't quite know what's going on in the jungle, so he's playing a little bit careful. But Bounty Hunter now, confirming that there's nothing shady going on just yet.
Just something shadowy.
God damn it, Silas. I'm responsible for the bad puns here.
That's what you think. Okay, Ramses getting some farm mid lane, at least, but now Luffy is there to make his life miserable. Yeah,
I mean, but more than annoy Storm Spirits, he can't really do much else without the blink deck at least. I mean, if there's a blink and a little bit of help from like Shadow Fiend in the back, or the Spirit Breaker already charging in, then he can possibly get a kill off on the Storm Spirit, but apart from that, he should be fine if he just holds on to enough mana to zip out. Speaking of mana, he has a Regen Rune in his bottle, so...
Yeah.
There you go.
Shadow is stalking the jungle. Doesn't find anything yet. There's actually 3 heroes top lane of ABRAXAS. Oh, we see a Greater Bash.
Oh, the
Axe in trouble.
So much damage from that. Gets a call off, but he's being blocked up by the Fisher Bash.
Nice.
Almost off the bridge there, but...
Yeah, he had lots of damage reduction from that Vanguard that really helped him out there, but the Fisher blocked him off completely, no way to escape.
We would have been able to just walk out of there with that Vanguard help. Oh, mid lane.
Oh, me one. Yeah.
They do know who the real one is, but they don't have the high ground vision to re-pursue, it looks like. Yeah, at the very least, Axe does have his Blink Dagger, so he was able to buy that out. So that's that initiation potential, that extra initiation potential here, on top of what Shadow can provide you, what Stormspit already provides you with anyway.
Yeah, both towers getting pushed now, top a little bit harder, because there's 3 heroes, and actually, like not placing down a ward, deep down inside the Radiant.
But now he's gonna run into 3 heroes here. The rest of his team is in the back. There's the lift. There's the stun.
Good lift.
Now Quista doesn't get the call off just yet. And there's the Echo Slam. Does do quite a bit of work here. And now Quista has to be careful. Gets one dunk off. Meanwhile, Agnaut called by Pone in the back. But State joining in the fight with the Warcry here. Making them run scared. No pun intended. Doesn't have... Yeah, doesn't want to
he does.
So he does have a stun.
There we go.
Throw it out onto the Dazzle, but where's the help? There it is, in the form of the Storm Spirit. That's an easy kill and a secondary support.
And it's a track kill at that.
Pone with the Invis Rune. Can make something happen here? There we go. It at least helps his teammate out. It's gonna be the Storm Spirit now. He zips out of time though, with barely enough mana left. Can Storm Spirit? Oh no. Quista actually making sure that the rest of the team can heal up a little bit with the bottle charges, but now everyone's so freaking low on health and mana that they have to get the hell out, and they will all be able to. So it's a really good fight for the Scary Faces here, and a lot of gold into the bounty hunter of all people. And he will be able to. Yeah, what's he actually going for? What do you think?
Bounty hunter?
Yeah, the Vlads.
Vlads.
Question mark.
They do have a very high number of melee heroes, so it might be a good pickup here if they really want to go into the unkillable Sven route.
Yeah, I mean, would also help you out with the armor problem that you are eventually going to have.
Yeah, but there's also the bounty hunter version of just going for solo pickups and going Orchid, Dagon, whatever. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm not convinced that'll be... Oh, never mind. Well, okay. I bow to your wisdom, Silas. I bow to your wisdom. He is going for Dagon.
I know how the pups do it.
Okay, so yeah, that Dagon, no one is actually particularly squishy though. I guess it can help in teamfights. Just if you catch the defensive movementer, if you know who the real one is, then you're able to burst him down.
Or if you catch the Dazzle before you can Grave. Yeah.
That would be the most important uses of that Dagon that I can think of.
They're all actually in the bottom area right now. Scary Faces trying to look for something. If it's just the push.
Shadowy just doing one bounty into this, just constantly looking for the jungle. But ABRAXAS, I mean, they're not really utilizing the jungle apart from these safe camps here on the side. Because they know that they don't have sentries there, and there's always a chance that Bounty Hunter plus a couple of extra heroes are there to pick you off. Instead, they have been stacking up the Ancients quite adamantly. There was a 3 or 4 stack on that they just took together. Yeah, Scary Faces, if they let this go on like this, will they be in the tough spot, or with the Phantom Lancer going for the refusal? Or do you think that they can hold up even if they get some core items up on their carries?
Well, the diffuser will certainly be a big threat to them, but seeing as they are pushing towers very effectively right now, I think they do have the upper hand right now and they can continue the pressure.
Well, that's exactly what Quista's thinking. He is farming aggressively near the tier 2. The Phantom Lance Illusion. Just trying to scout out and maybe bait out the blink. But no. That's not going to happen. So the creep wave is ready to be farmed. Meanwhile, in mid, they're getting very close to bringing down the tier 1 tower. ABRAXAS, do they want to fight? They popped the glyph, it's kind of
oh, the Rubik actually
from the Rubik. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, Rubik doesn't really want.
Oh, failed to deny.
Okay, he gets the empowering haste level 1, so value. But yeah, good deny
makes
as well.
him faster.
Oh, it wasn't denied. Okay.
No, it wasn't. They tried, but Cardi the catapult did the job.
Cardi, so freaking OP, man.
Absolutely. Well, Quista's just farming the Radiant Jungle at the moment, and there's also a Phantom Lancer, so they actually want to go for this. There's the call. Oh, perfectly dodged! By Saphira TV here. Ascendancy.
I think they needed to call first, and then try to catch him after the doppelganger.
Probably, yeah. Might have been difficult to figure out who it was then, so they probably wanted to go the safe route and wasn't. Charge in the mid lane though, Ramses is gonna get bashed here, and the weave.
Oh wow, the shield bomb, yeah, actually enough to bring him down after that.
He does have a Bloodstone though, so will respawn very soon.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's 3 charges down from the 8 that he started with.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like they need to go more for concentrated pickups in large groups, so that they can secure those Bloodstone charges on the Storm Spirit and secure the track kills.
Yeah.
They can't. I think it's not very feasible for them to split up and try to take different pickups at the same time.
Yeah, with this kind of initiation potential from... Oh god, they see him. Is there a gem somewhere, or...? That was just that sentry, okay, never mind. Yeah, with the counter initiation potential from the Spirit Breaker and the Dazzle as well, being able to save the target as you go on, kind of have to be ready to escalate a pickoff attempt into a full-fledged teamfight.
Yeah. And teamfight is when heroes like Dazzle and Ursh... Oh, never mind, hold that thought.
Where the hell's Dazzle? He's there, there's the... He doesn't actually have enough mana for a Shallow Grave. Not that it would matter here with Axe sitting right next to that. That's also something that you have to consider. So tries to go help with the Shadow Wave.
Yeah, very nice Fisher, but doesn't help.
Yeah. That's a good pick-off too, because Shadow Fiend up top of the net worth chart that gives him a lot of gold. Once again, bounce counter with the extra track gold towards himself and the team. That'll be his level 1 Dagon completed. And
but also, the Phantom Lancer completing his Diffuser Blade.
This is the point where, oh, well, lane. There's a zip onto tower. Can he charge out? Not with the call coming out, he isn't. But, he's quite tanky, but not tanky enough for the big old axe there.
Axe brings the axe.
Speaking of the axe, that's an interesting axe as well. I've never seen that before. Ram's Blade. Isn't that the new one? No, I don't know.
It is uncommon, so... Yeah, step up your head game, Quista.
I know. It looks kind of scary, as is fitting for their team.
Yeah.
Alright, enough of the bad puns. Back onto the game with Rubik picking up. Not much of value here, or not much of significance, I should say. But Axe here going for the full mobility build with completing the force off a little bit earlier. There's a charge on Ramses. He should cancel that. There's Quista and Eknaut here in the back, and yeah.
He does.
He
knows.
They don't see him. They don't see them, but they definitely know that something has to be going on.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be a bit of tower damage for free here for Ramses. And yeah, they've no
there will be free tower kill on top, unless they TP in. Which it looks like they won't.
Yeah,
so that's a free tower.
That was so low on health to begin with that it's not really a whole lot you can do. It's apart from just mass teleporting in. And at that point it's just easy for ABRAXAS to just say, alright, you teleported, we'll just go, come back another time.
Structures are fortified.
Weave coming out here. What was that for?
Well, maybe they want to go aggressive here onto Eknaut and mid. Yeah, he should actually be dead. There's a lift. And doesn't actually stun out the Spirit Break with that. Not see him coming, so that... Oh, maybe not a pickoff. Eknaut will survive thanks to the call. Now the Echo Slam though onto the Storm as well as Quista here. Yeah, and yeah, they will all die in the end. That is not good. Shadow Fiend winding up that ulti. doing a lot of work on both the Storm as well as the Axe that were locked down by a real nice showing of the blink from Earthshaker.
Yeah, and I don't think they could have really done anything about it. They have been missing their Sven and Bounty Hunter, but really, that's one stun. And that maybe could have cancelled the ult, but still, ABRAXAS is having so much teamfight potential at this point.
The Bounty Hunter is not really equipped or not really designed for these kind of games, where the enemy team is just 5-manning right now.
Yeah, and they're also all very tanky.
Yeah, I mean, even Zenigata, I mean, I don't think Bounty can really burst him down immediately before he gets a shot of grave of himself. At that point, as a Bounty Hunter, you're super exposed then, right?
Yeah, his only role at this point is to accelerate the gold, which is very hard to do if you can't get a kill, so...
Yeah. Well, they've been getting a couple of pickups here and there, so it's not the worst.
Yeah,
Look at the distribution, you see the Shadow Fiend on top, way on top, but following that is our 3 heroes, the 3 cores from the side of SCARYFACEZ, and then the Phantom Lancer, so... No, they're not quite out of it just yet. We can also take a look at the graphs, and yeah, it's really even game. SCARYFACEZ have been ahead quite a lot though, but that last team fight changed that around.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Shadow, they see him.
Are they pinging out the Bounty Hunter?
Oh,
There's the dust.
They know, they get him. Oh, that
Nice.
is such great game sense there. Not quite sure how they did it, but they saw him coming.
Did have a ward, so they probably saw him come down the high ground here.
Yeah. Probably saw him invis up, yeah, and then just pop the dust for the lulz.
For the lulz and the gold.
Yeah. You want Chris farming down here in the bottom. What is he going for? That's the Crimson Guard, okay. So gonna definitely help up against the Phantom Lancer. Yeah, she struggles quite a bit up against that, I would say.
Does have a 4-staff as well. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that extra mobility. I mean, just blink in, get a call, and then 4-staff out. So we cannot play a poor man's Batrider, but no.
Yeah. Oh, mid lane? Never mind. Nothing happened, boys. And unless this Fisher hits and the call.
Yeah, that's the call that ABRAXAS. Pony on the backside almost bring down Rammus, Shadow Man out alive, and no, Shadow Fiend does not quite get the right click off, and the zip, and that man is enough to zip to the top. So he will survive, but the doppelganger is stolen by Roof will keep him safe, but at the same time the Axe was way too deep in the backside as the rest of the team had to retreat. So he'll be the sacrificial lamb with that Shadow Fiend with a double damage tune, and it's so intimidating, just that posture.
That could have gone much worse for SCARYFACEZ, but it definitely did not go well.
Yeah. Because now the lane is exposed.
Look at the tower, oh my god.
And the tower's
not gonna hold for long.
There's not even glyph available, so this tower will definitely fall. Zip or not. Not enough to actually bring the... Oh, there's a stun onto the Shadow Fiend.
But they just can't follow up into the Fisher and everything. BKB popped by Sven. He tries to run into there, but they don't have any disable at this point. Yeah. They can just run away.
It's a 10-second BKB charge down the drain for nothing. He kind of had to pop it, else he would have died straight up to the Phantom Lancer, but...
Yeah.
Still, it's not the position that you want to be in. At least they didn't lose the Rax. And the other 2 lanes are still protected by other tier towers, so...
Yeah, and even tier 3, tier 1 on the bottom.
Doesn't change the fact though that SCARYFACEZ is on a really rough spot right now. I mean, look at the Storm Spirit. Sure, he has 10,000 gold, but 4 Bloodstone charges, so
yeah,
it's not as effective as it could be if he had get a couple more kills on his belt and a little fewer deaths. But yeah, Axe is doing fine, but Sven, I feel like Sven is a hero that if you rely on him to do a lot, then you need him to be ahead. If he's something more than a secondary or even tertiary damage dealer, then I don't know. How do you feel about that? Because more often than not, I feel like Sven is underwhelming, and in pro games you don't see they use big crits on absolutely everyone.
I will tell you in a bit after we see Ramses zip away from this stun, but evaporating the Bounty Hunter here with a Fisher and Chant Totem combo.
Yeah, that was quicker than I could watch, to be honest.
Yeah.
Roshan next one on the list, and SCARYFACEZ is not in any position to actually fight this. I mean, not up against Nerfshake, who does have the Fissure and Echo Slam and everything else available.
Exactly. The only thing they could hope for is a very lucky drive-by steal from Storm, but
yeah.
I wouldn't risk that if I were them.
Storm isn't thinking about that at all. He's actually he might making his way over there.
It's late now.
But it's too late. It's used to have the Nerfshake. Okay, that's interesting. But what's also interesting is a charge here.
Whoa!
By the Fissure, but almost got the Nether Strike off.
That was the last pixel before it hit him.
The force stuff out from the axe, saving the Rubik's life there, more than likely. But yeah, still, ABRAXAS now, with an Aegis under their belt, they will be able to... they're not actually pushing any of the side lanes, they just want to finish off the racks. And, putting SCARYFACEZ on the spot. There's a track coming out. Let's see exactly what the Shadow Fiend's up to. There's a stun, a little bit stacked here with the lift.
Yeah.
Not the best. Fissure from the low ground.
But they just deal so little damage with this weave. And he still has the Aegis.
They're using everything to try and bring the Shadow Fiend down, but they just can't. And even then,
there's the Dagon, another stun, and he's still
not
living.
Dead. Yeah. He's still not dead. Now Dazzle will be able to heal him up. There's still Phantom Lancer just sending illusions every which way, just ready to pounce on anyone with the mana bunch. So annoying to bounty hunt if nothing else. Now the charge comes out.
Oh, high ground charge? Never mind.
It's not a good idea to continue that. So.
Do you think it's more feasible for them to just focus on another hero than Shadow Fiend? Because they
kind of have to, right? I mean, at this point, Shadow Fiend, if you spend all of your stuff on someone that you can kill anyway, and who has an Aegis, then you're not going. You might kill him with all your effort. But then what? Right? You have nothing left for everyone else. They will take your racks. They will take your base.
They will. And it looks like that's what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
They have got the range racks.
Yeah, now the call comes out, okay. Guys, even if we take this rack, can't we... There's still plenty of other objectives to take, so let's just do that instead. And let's start with some more ancient farming on the Shadow Fiend. Second first. Also good.
Yeah, stacking is a good thing.
Yeah. What can SCARYFACEZ do to come back into this? I mean, can they utilize Bounty Hunter better than they have been, or?
I feel like what really is the only way for them to get ahead is just to get pickups and track them if possible. But that's gonna be hard to do if ABRAXAS is smart enough to not split up and just keep on 5-manning. Which will totally shut down any income that SCARYFACEZ would have from those kills. And that's really what their whole lineup relies around. Picking up the thought we had a couple of minutes ago, they like, not only the Storm Spirit, but also the Sven, really relying on that good transition from the early game. Yeah. Bounty Hunter, perfect pick in theory to support that, but it's not been working out as they thought.
They need that. Do you need that additional momentum for the bounty? Oh no, Ramses. That's the stun actually misses, so he will be able to get the hell out with the mana that he has. But yeah, Bounty Hunter is... He can help you come back, but he's better at... Now there's actually a gem on Dazzle too, so... Yeah, there we go. That's a charge, but too late.
Yeah, he's better as a win more than a lose less hero.
Exactly. It's better if you have some momentum going into the mid game where he gets a strike out, starts roaming around, and then get further ahead, rather than just playing from behind, because it's just so hard when the enemy team is banging on your towers as a 5-man unit. You're a Bounty Hunter just trying to find a way to contribute outside of a Shuriken towers, which at this point, well, it's okay, but it's not world changing.
Yeah.
Not up against a Shadow Fiend who's sitting at 2,000 health points and working.
Speaking of Shadow Fiend, gets lifted unfortunately, so he can't kill the Rubik.
Well, this tower should be falling too, though. Absolutely nothing that SCARYFACEZ can do. I mean,
yeah, I mean they can just walk through. They still have the Aegis.
The Aegis have the defensive weave up and running, so now they want to take another tier 3. They don't really care too much about what SCARYFACEZ are doing about it. Tiequista's looking for a blink, but these Phantom Lance illusions are just keeping him from doing that. It's also a very smart play, and yeah, the tower is being chipped away on.
Also, Heaven's Halberd on Spirit Breaker, so they can't even deal damage, even if they...
Oh, look at Krista, he has no mana because he elude and spam, and now, with him out of the pictures, there's the echoes now, and absolutely everyone here, Ramses, and yeah, Ramses zipping out, but that's about all he can do, being blinked after by Shadow Fiend. Shadow Way here, on the other hand, is able to save himself through invis, but barely. The buyback has come out from state. That'll be the retreat called. They got what they wanted, a lot of minus gold and that Sven, and a little bit of extra gold in the pocket, plus the tier 3.
Was a good effort though from Ramses. He has this Shiva's Guard, so the zip-in from a long range with the Shiva's Guard will actually at least distract the ABRAXAS. But the question is still, can they kill them?
Yeah. It will get rid of the pre-wave though, if you have a long zip and enough zip damage. Plus Shiva's Guard, you definitely kill off the creep wave, so...
What do you think? Like, what I could see them doing is just track and focus on some low impact targets, like either Dazzle or Earthshaker, and deal with the fact that Shadow Fiend and Phantom Lancer are gonna destroy buildings or kill them, so just that they can get this foundation of money going that they really need, you know?
Yeah, it's a crazy idea, but yeah, it's almost getting to the point where SCARYFACEZ have to consider doing these kind of plays, just sacrificing part of your base just to get some gold back. I mean, the gold lead for ABRAXAS isn't looking all that crazy. I mean, it's 7,500, that's okay.
Oh, but that's just considering that SCARYFACEZ had such a great early game. If you look at it, in fact, they got 15k starting from that one team fight they won so convincingly.
Yeah. And yeah, even though ABRAXAS are ahead, but even further ahead considering the lineup that SCARYFACEZ had and how dependent they are on being the ones in the lead themselves. I mean, still, look at Stormsweet, he's still sitting at 4 Bloodstone charges, hasn't been able to find a single kill even this entire game. And that's just not what Stormsweet is good at playing in these kind of situations.
Yeah. And if you just take a look at all the item builds from ABRAXAS, they all look so scary. With the Halberd on Spirit Breaker, the Shivas on Shadow Fiend with the Ascension Yasha. And there's really not much that SHADOWFACEZ put against it. Like, Sven has a Mask of Madness and a BKB, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's good in theory, but it's super underwhelming if you don't actually have some damage to go with it. You can crit for as much as you want. It doesn't even have a crit, but you can cleave for as much as you want too. And first, it depends on how many heroes you actually get in the radius. Which, without any, well, I guess you have the axe with the call to help you position the enemy heroes in a way that you can take advantage of the cleave. But it's just such a low probability play that's not really working in their favor, especially in this situation. Oh no, State, no.
That's the BKB.
But that doesn't help you up against the Spirit Breaker. A couple of right clicks will come in from the Shadow Fiend as well. First on the start of Shadowy, what is he doing? He's just running right into that behind him. Yeah, GG. That must have been called before, and otherwise I can't really explain these kind of decisions. GG well played indeed, SCARYFACEZ. And they kind of got rumbled. Kind of got rumbled a little bit with ABRAXAS being able to turn around from what this was not the ideal early game. But the mid-game transition was just not there for SCARYFACEZ.
Yeah, I think they split up too much when the transition between early and mid-game happened, while they should have just focused on these secure pickups to secure the gold.
Yeah. Alright, and with that, that was only game 1 of a best of 3 series here in the joinDOTA MLG